Hello, this is Jolie with Crochet Basics, and this is number 2 of the challenge, which is my challenge. I'm challenging myself to get into my stash and use some yarn up that I've had, sitting there and such for a good while. So if you saw the first video, we made a washcloth. Cotton, we're using cotton this time, that's why it's a washcloth. And you can use it in the bathroom or the kitchen. If you want to, scrub off your old dead skin, exfoliate, or in the kitchen if you want to, dry off your pots and pans and such. All right, so I'm using Peaches and Cream, and this is Daisy Ombre. It's a yellow and white mix. It goes to a white, to a light yellow, to a darker orangey type yellow. And 100% cotton, 4-ply, good stuff. I love this stuff. I love the cotton yarn. Always good. And I'm using an H hook for this project, and the last project I used the same. US size H8 5-point millimeter size hook. All right, so for this episode, I'm going to show you how to make a shower puff. And I know it seems silly because I've showed you more advanced and what have you, but not everybody watching my videos are more advanced. Not everybody is a beginner, and these videos are really meant for everybody in between. When I started making them, that's really what I had in mind. Whether you're been hooking for a really long time, or you're a brand newbie or a novice or whatever. All right, so with all of my jibber jabber being said, let's get this going. So we're gonna make a puff, a shower puff, and Corona will be, a thought behind. Hopefully, I hope everybody's safe and healthy and all that kind of thing, because it is a terrible thing that's happening right now. It really is. But we'll work our puff out, and company will be coming. Time will pass, and you definitely will let people come back into your house and all that kind of thing. And the first one I did, the first puff, not so perfect, a little bit of a fail. And then I reworked it and came up with this spiral, and I'm calling it my shower flower. And I think this was definitely a win. Like, it came out good enough, right? I made a hoop and a loop there or whatever, and then we can hang it and we can use it. It's cotton, 100% cotton, so we could use it in the shower or in the kitchen. So not terrible, it's cotton. It'll work if you want to wash your dishes or whatever it is. All right, so but when I reworked it while I was videoing, I was filming, and I reworked it, I figured I better fix the pattern itself. So I'm going to fix the pattern now. And this was our first challenge, the washcloth. And I'm still working on the third part of this, which will be done very shortly. Let's rework it, or work it, for the first time or whatever. So this is still the same. This is still Peaches and Cream. Cotton yarn, 100%, and we're still in the H hook, but just to rework it, I'm using a different color. So, but same pattern, All right, so what you're going to do with the H hook, and for this one, a yarn needle, scissor, measuring tape is always welcomed. Not really going to measure it, but we could. All right, so you'll do a slip knot. I do a little crossover on my hook. And you're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. I feel like the camera is so far from my hands. Okay. I don't know. All right. And in that third chain from the hook, you're going to do 10 double crochets. And with this, the chaining does not count as a stitch. Here and throughout, the chain does not count as a stitch. All right, so for row 1, 10 double crochets in the third chain from the hook. and work around your tail because it makes it a lot easier. Alright, so you'll close up that loop, you'll pull that tail nice and tight, and it'll close up that loop. So we'll slip stitch into the top of the chains that we first made and chain 2. Alright, so now for row 2, no increase, 10 double crochets. So 1 double crochet in each stitch all the way around for row 2. I normally don't even do these this way, but I figured I just wanted to be adventurous and you know, I always like to inspire. I hope I inspire, you know, you to try a different, you know, way of doing things and such. You know, you never know. Alright, and we'll slip stitch into the second chain made, the top of the chain that we made from the previous row. Chain 2. Alright, so now from here we're going to increase, so you'll do 2 double crochet in each stitch all the way around for row 3, and you should end up with 20 stitches. So you'll slip stitch into the first chains made, chain 2, and then we'll work row 4. So for row 4 we'll increase again, 2 double crochets in each stitch all the way around. You should end up with 40. Alright, and then you'll slip stitch into the top of the chain and chain 2. So this is what it looks like so far. Okay. Alright, so for row 5 we're going to take it down a notch as far as the increases. So for row 5 we'll take it down a notch. You'll do 2 double crochets in the first stitch and then 1 double crochet in the next, and you'll repeat that for the whole row with 2 in one and then 1 in the next. So you should end up with 60 for row 5. Alright, so you'll slip stitch and chain 2 to the tops of the chains. Alright, so for row 6 you'll do 2 double crochets in the first stitch and then 1 double crochet in the next 2 stitches and repeat that. So you should have about 80 for row 6 with the increase. Alright, so this is what it looks like. Now for row 7, we're just going to do 1 in each. So this is what we have so far with our little nubbin. Alright, and just because straight across is about 6 1/4. Maybe a half. Maybe 6 1/2. I'm going to go with 6 1/2 inches across for at this point we're just finished row 6. Okay, so row 7, no increase we said, so slip stitch into the top of your chain and chain 2 and then 1 in each stitch all around, and it's we're still up to 80 stitches. You know, you could just throw it in the washing machine, and that's really like my whole thing is I like the shower puffs, of course, you know, but they sit in the shower and they collect things, bacteria, you know, things grow on them, stuff like that. And I'm not a big fan of that. So I'd rather just, you know, throw it in the washer like a washcloth. Alright, so you should have 80 for row 7. Now, it's wavy. It's with all the increases, it's wavy, it's like fanning out or rippled, okay? That's how we want it, you know? So, from here, now my original is only 7 rows, so this will be 7 rows also. Alright, so what you're going to do from here is slip stitch into the top of the chain, okay, and chain, you're going to chain 40, so we're chaining 40 for this. So I know my camera's not picking up. This is a green ombre that I'm using for this one. I am determined I will be using all of this up. All of I'm getting pretty good. I'm on my last part, or my 3rd challenge, you know, to use up this gain, the pound of yarn. And so far I'm not done with the project, the 3rd project, but you know, I am getting there. So, which is pretty good to me anyway. Alright, so but that'll be next video. I just wanted to pop in and fix this pattern for this video. Alright, so we're chaining. And what you can do is leave yourself a tail. After you chain, leave your loop. We're gonna make a little knot. Oh wait, I got my scissor. Okay. All right. So this is what it looks like. It looks real silly right now. All right, and then your chain. But leave yourself a bit of a tail here at the end. All right. Take your cutoff. Go right through your last loop. So that'll knot it, and that'll hold it in place. Okay, that's going to knot it and hold it in place. And then we're going to weave in. Alright, so after you make your little knot, that's what that looks like at the end there. So I'm going to use a plastic yarn needle. You can use a hook if you can finagle it. If you can finagle it in between, you know, get it in between or whatever, the stitches. Wait, stop right there. Alright, this first tail, if you worked around it, alright, you can make a little knot and pull it through to the inside. If it's on your outside, if it's on your, you know, showing side. or what have you. You can make a little knot. If you worked around your tail, it usually doesn't come out. I always say this in my videos, not that it can't, but not that it can't come out, but I really have never, as long as you worked around it and your stitches are nice and tight, it'll usually hold with a knot. Okay. All right, little hook I'm using, a little tiny Susan Bates hook, just to pull that thread through, that tail through. Sorry if I'm out of focus. This is my new tripod, and it's I'm not used to it yet. This is first time I'm really using it, actually, because all of this challenge videos and even the quack video I filmed in March, before quarantine and COVID and all of this, you know. So I hope you're staying in. I hope you're staying safe and well and disinfecting and all of this, because you don't want this terribleness, you know. You don't want to get sick, and you don't want to get other people sick. People go about their business not even thinking, you know, they're like, oh, well, I feel fine, but then you get someone else sick, and so on and so on, and that's the bad part. That's not the most terrible part, but that's the bad part, is that, you know, you go about your business and you don't realize that you're spreading it, you know. So stay in, stay safe. If you are a yarn-aholic such as myself, you will be hooking away. And what I'm going to do here, okay, is I'm going to go in between my stitches. Alright, gonna go in through row 7, come back out through row 6. Alright, and don't pull this too tight. Not this part. You don't want to pull this too tight. Alright, and then go in through row 5. And if you can come out row 4 with this. Alright, and I know it seems silly. You're like, probably like, why is this person so naughty? Alright, here I'm gonna make a little knot with my chain, which is probably going to be a big fat bulky knot. But a little knot just to keep this from bunching where I went in and out. So just to keep that from bunching, I'm making a little knot. Alright, so from here, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're in, wait, no, we're in row 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, so we're at the bottom of row 4, really. It's very bottom of row 5, the top of row 4, if that makes sense. We're going in through row 4. Sorry. Alright, so every 2 to 3 stitches, you want to weave in and out, okay? And it might stick a little. Your, you know, stick as in get caught up. Alright, but if you made your knot, just to keep this from bunching too much, and you're going to work this in between every 2 to 3 stitches, you'll go in and out. And I know this is a silly one. I don't normally make puffs like this, and I don't normally show you sillier patterns. Not silly, but I don't really do decor patterns, and I'm determined on using up this yarn. I mean, you know, and if you think about it, most people don't do decor patterns, like, not the way they used to. I mean, long gone are the days where Grandma was making a toilet paper cozy, you know, for the back of the tank, and, you know, all the things that crafters used to make. I know my grandma used to, when we were kids, she used to sit and do latch hook, and she'd make these small rugs, you know. And some of them are so beautiful. Don't you just want to, like, hang them on the wall? Whenever I see them hanging on the wall, I'm like, yeah, that's where that should be. Not being stepped on by some person who doesn't appreciate it. Alright, so from here, you'll go up to the next row, and you'll feed in and out. Okay, you just want to get it tightened up. in a spiral. That's what I did with this one. What had happened with this one, just real quick, you'll see you've already saw the picture of the fail. And then I was trying to figure it out, and I said, you know, what can I do? And I said, well, maybe if I go in a spiral. And that's what I did. I went in and I weaved in and out, and I went through as a spiral, and here's my shower flower, you know, or my dish flower, or what have you, you know. So I just wanted to, you know, still post the pattern because I thought it came out good. You know, I dig it. I'll use it, you know. But I just wanted to fix the pattern in general just to make it a little easier to understand as far as from when I made this one, because it was way late and I think it just wasn't making too much sense to me. And I thought, if I can't make sense of it, then, and I'm the one making it, you know, where do we go from there? Alright, so from here, you're in and out till you get to the very top, you know, to where you started. Okay? And I think this one came out so much bigger. I did a lot of more increases, I'm sorry. I did a lot more increases on this one, and it just fanned out so much. I said, you know, I don't know if I wanted to do as many increases. So, but if you want to do more rows on this, you can. You know, if you want it to be, you know, this is the same amount of rows. They're both the same amount of rows. But this one just is so much wider. It fans out so much more than the other one. It looks almost as if I did a row or two more rows, but it's the same amount of rows. I write down my patterns, you know, and same exact. Alright, so from here, if you want to make a loop and go through the top, and the reason I had you do, what did we chain, 20, 40? We chained 40, is so that you have, you know, I show you my hook in the first video, and you could see it in the pictures in the beginning of this video when, you know, this is hanging. So, I mean, like, it always depends on your hook. You know, and just to give you a little leeway and stuff like that. You know, I don't like to be caught short, because I always think like, ugh, if I don't have enough yarn, then I have to cut more and weave in and that, you know. Alright, so with that, if you're all done and you're going to leave that loop there, you could just pull in. You can make a little knot or what have you, and you could just pull in your rest of your yarn, your tail. Okay, and just make a knot. So I hope this makes sense to you, you know. If you make it, I hope you like it and use it. And I always like making extra, I make like samples, I guess, prototype, and then like I'll make a few samples just to double check the pattern. That worked out. Broke my yarn. Dude. A little snipping. Alright. And then you're good to go. So. And this first one is definitely mine, because now I have the matching washcloth and all of that. And this one will definitely go to my sister. Green is her favorite color. So, and there you have this shower flower. Second time I'm making the pattern, but just as pretty, I think. I think it came out just as good. And I think it's a win. I mean, as silly as it seems, I definitely think it's a winner. With the loop, you can hang it, or you can stick your finger in it, put your dish soap, and scrub your dishes, or whatever it is, you know, scrub, exfoliate your skin if the cotton's soft enough, and all that kind of thing, you know. Alright. And back to the regular video, where I tell you to subscribe and all that good stuff. Whether you use it to shower or you use it to scrub your dishes or, you know, whatever. Worked out, I think, in my opinion. You know, I'm sure I'm going to get some thumbs down for this silly video. But I'm definitely going to post it with the mistakes and all, because I want you to see that, you know, I like to post. I've said it before. I don't even know if I probably said it in this video because I keep staying up way too late. So when I stay up too late, I repeat myself, and that happens. That's life. But I think, as far as, you know, I want you to see the mistakes. You know, I don't know if other people that do tutorials for crochet, you know, like I do, if they show you the underneath, the, you know, the strings hanging out or whatever underneath the amigurumis, or, you know, the little mistakes you make or whatever it is, you know. And I'm happy to share. I want you to realize, you know, listen, we're all learning here. This is not some expert spouting out, you know, this is how you do it and that's that, you know, because that's not me. I want you to learn. I want you to have a nice, you know, whether it's a hobby or it's a profession or what have you, you know, or therapy, because to me this at this point is therapy. You know, it keeps me out of trouble, you know. That's why I always tell you know, happy hooking keeps you out of trouble, because it does. It keeps you out of trouble. It keeps you minding your own business and occupied and you know. So I definitely think that this is a winner, as silly as it looks, but I will definitely use it because, hey now. Alright, so with that, if you have not already, please subscribe. I do teach you pattern reading and different patterns and stuff like that. You know, I have more patterns. I'm loaded with patterns. I just haven't really, I had a few misfortunes. I haven't been able to, you know, do the videos like I was doing. You know, I got really sick. I lost my voice for a really, like, for over 2 weeks. I sounded like a, what do they call that? I sounded like a sea lion had a squeaky toy stuck in its throat. So there was a whole lot of crazy coming out of my mouth. Just did not sound right at all. And then my computer had issues and 2 repair shops and a month later and all that good stuff, you know. And then it got away from me. All right, so I hope you subscribe. I hope you're trying to do this, you know, challenge or whatever. You know, get into your stash. Stop letting the yarn sit around. Get to it, you know. This is pretty. I love this yarn. So I was so excited when I bought it. So why didn't I make any projects with it? Why is it still sitting in, you know, my cedar chest or my, you know, my big tub of cotton yarn or, you know, whatever it is, you know, as far as however you store your yarn. All right. So far 2 down, and I'm going to do another project, which is a big project, and hopefully use up this lovely yarn. All right, so thank you so much for watching. Have a super duper great day. Crochet Basics, Jolie, that's me. And please subscribe, give us a thumbs up, or, you know, share with your friends and stuff. Repost the videos, like, you know, let's play with our yarn. Happy hooking as always, because it keeps you off the streets, keeps you out of trouble, and looking super cool to all your friends and family. And I will be back super soon with the 3rd project for using up, you know, getting into our stash and whatever. Super soon. So thank you so much. Have a super duper great day. And I hope you're, you know, healthy and well and feeling good. All right? And let's get to hooking and knitting and doing our thing. All right? I'll be back soon. Ciao. Bye.